play the game from way down.
1, 2, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bombstastic gonna find Rainer.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming series. It's Replay Saturday, I guess. Feels like it. And we're gonna bring you the matches that were voted on by you, the viewers. And or people in NGS. But anyways, so I am joined this afternoon now by my wonderful, esteemed co-caster Lulu.
Hello.
How you doing today?
You know, I just got done doing a whole bunch of Christmas shopping, so I'm just glad to be home and here with some hots.
Christmas shopping?
Yeah.
Is it already December 23rd?
Almost.
Oh, see, cause like I don't even think about Christmas shopping at least until the 23rd.
Well, you know, we can't all be as talented as you.
Talented is one word for it. And did you find anything exciting that you know, just really spoke to exactly what you wanted to find for somebody?
I found some cheese flavored cat treats.
And who are those for?
My cats.
Oh, okay.
I was actually gonna mail them to you, but
Fair enough. Well, see, and I thought that maybe because they were cheese flavored that they were for a specific person as opposed to a cat. That would be interesting, wouldn't it?
why would I get cat treats for a human, Aero?
I mean, it could happen.
Mark Zombie in the chat.
Hey, Mark, how you doing today, buddy? Got to scout out the competition. As Div D coming up after this. Actually, that's D West. But still could be competition.
Yeah, there'll be competition when we play against them in the grand finals or whatever it's called.
There you go. Exactly. So if it seems like I'm stalling, it's because I am. I'm typing in all of the names of the players and the heroes here so that we've got those wonderful pop-ups. And who was it? Was it Munkus? I think asking for a Deathwing, so we'll actually get some of that here.
Wow, spoiler alert.
Yeah, I know. Listen, it's going to be coming up in like 12 seconds. I think that it's okay. So, all right, I've got everything updated. Let's take a look here. Where do we go for maps? So map bans from 2Calculated2Throw were the Sky Temple and Towers of Doom. For Illidancing Queens, we saw the map bans on Cursed Hollow and Battlefield of Eternity. Then our first pick is going to be on Braxis Holdout. What do you think of Braxis?
I mean, I don't know. It's a map. I think I like it more than maybe my teammates do. But I'm also not the offlaner, so I don't mind that map.
It's a very brawly map. So if you like to be in, you know, constantly in the fight, then you know, then it's probably a little bit more enjoyable than if you want to have your time away and, you know, doing rotations and gathering XP and you know, all of those things. I think there's a lot of strategy involved, though, in the timing of the boss and grabbing the minion wave, or not the minion waves, the camps and all that stuff as well.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I'm ready. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, well, let's get this game started here.
Are the teams ready?
I don't know. The teams feel like maybe they're just not really with it right now.
That's a shame.
Oh, you know what? We can do this one. Can we do this? No, I have to leave it on this. I don't want to show the teams until I hide the overlay. The observer controls so that everybody at home can't see how long the game's going to be. can you see the like the you probably can't see the observer controls because you're just watching, so you can't see the time.
I can see the length of time.
You can? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then never mind. All right. Well, let's get into the game here.
Spoiler alert, it's less than 30 minutes long.
What? Craziness. All right. Game is loaded and set up and ready to go. I'll go ahead and start off with the left team here. 2Calculated2Throw. We've got Fear playing Greymane Galdergeist on the Tyrande, X Havoc on Johanna. Hunter X playing the Junkrat, and Thrall going to be played by Gen Confusion.
2, 1.
And for the Illidancing Queens, we got Born to Shine on Rhaegar, Hooked on Phoenix on Muradin, Yotaru on Zul'jin, Fury Popsicle on Tassadar, and Sestrin on Deathwing.
Alrighty, well, Munkus, you asked for a Deathwing, and you're gonna get it in the off lane, no less. Here, up here, hanging out. I'm not sure what Junkrat's doing. I guess dropping a trap for vision for scouting of the rotation. Never mind, because he just dropped a trap. I don't know.
He's doing Junkrat things. Don't question him.
Yeah, I mean, clearly Junkrat in and of himself is not altogether with it. So I think he's just role playing the Junkrat.
He's an enigma. He's supposed to be a wild card.
So let's see. Tassadar going into that Snystorm quest now. Zul'jin going into the Bone Slicer at level 1. Is Bone Slicer level 1? Yeah, it is. So that's actually an interesting talent for level 1. It's probably the least commonly picked, unless you're looking to go against a Garrosh or even a Deathwing. Because especially at 16, you can ignore armor, and that really helps with that talent. So I'm interested to see how that works out. That said, the other thing it's going to do is it allows you to put that mark on eventually when you get the talents for it. Put that mark onto all of the Zerg and everything, so he can clear a little bit better with his auto attacks. But the point already started here. Picked up for the bot lane for 2Calculated2Throw, and up in the top lane, Thrall's a little bit busy dealing with that siege camp that's coming in, so Deathwing's going to make his way out of the point. And of course, Deathwing kind of has to, like, you have to kill Deathwing basically to get him off that point. He's unstoppable. You can't move him. So we'll see how that turns out.
Like Green Jesus having to 1v1 Deathwing. This feels fitting.
Well, and Thrall doesn't have the Dragon Soul in this one, so he's going to have a bit tougher of a time as Fear getting caught here. And Loon's Chosen getting some value, keeping the Greymane alive, though. But the channel now started for 2Calculated2Throw, just slightly, 6%. As Born to Shine here on the Rhaegar, getting pretty low on both health and mana, having to pull back. And Deathwing making the very long trip all the way up to the top lane.
He looks kind of silly walking between the lanes.
He does. He's not exactly Genji who can just like walk over the walls, or I guess jump over the walls. He
He's
can
a
eventually
giant
get there.
dragon, but he can't fly. I mean, that'd be ridiculous.
Right? Wouldn't it though? The concussion mine booping Muradin over into the team here, so he still has that dwarf toss to get out if he needs to. Lunar Flare hitting onto the Rhaegar now. Hooked on Phoenix, getting very low. Does get the dwarf toss, but it's gonna be the auto attack from Tyrande that gets the kill and first blood. Going over to 2Calculated2Throw. I don't know, Mark Zombie. You may not be able to get the edge on your competition here, but you can certainly upgrade your play to get an edge over your teammates. I don't know. Maybe you can get the edge on your competition here.
Aero, what's your caster catchphrase? You need to come up with one.
I don't know. Hello and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. That seems to be something I say every day.
Okay, well, we'll work on it.
Alrighty then. So one thing to note here, so this was after Thrall had the upgrade to his Rolling Thunder talent, but Hooked on Phoenix having to jump out of there as Greymane bringing him down pretty low. Rolling Thunder with the change now gives a % damage when hitting with Chain Lightning. Like, I don't remember the exact details of how it breaks down, but I don't know if it actually would have been better into Deathwing or not. It might have been. because it's just 2%, but it's 2% like at least once and possibly more often. I can't remember the talent. We'll have to take a look at it. Actually, you know what we can do? Where's Thrall? Take a look at this talent here. So there you go. So for 8 seconds, after hitting an enemy with Chain Lightning, Thrall's next basic attack against them grants a stack of Frost Resilience. If the target is an enemy hero, then he also deals damage to them equal to 2% of their maximum health and healing for the same amount. So, yeah, I don't know. I know. It's 2%, so it's probably not enough to, you know, make a significant difference against Deathwing, but it does heal as well, so... Shrug. Is that better than getting an extra use of your Chain Lightning? I don't know.
I don't know. He didn't think so.
Indeed. And this was the day that came out, too, if I remember right. Or a day after. So very little time to test that out and see, you know, just how it felt. So sticking with what's comfortable, most likely.
Did Thrall get a change in the last patch?
Yes.
Oh.
I just described it.
I see. I did not know that was new.
Yeah.
I heal things.
No worries. But we'll come back to Thrall in a second, as he did take a talent that is going to help him against Deathwing. Oh, great condemn there. Almost getting the kill onto the Muradin. Not quite able to finish it, though. Fear getting into the group there, but makes use of that disengage Dark Flight to get away from the team. And now the channel picked back up for 2Calculated2Throw. Concussion Mine booping Muradin back into the team. He's not ready to leave yet, though. Hits that Thunderclap in the team, getting a couple of heroes damaged and slowed. Yotaru getting pretty low there. Has to be careful of Greymane potentially diving in, but he's not coming in. That's going to be the Zerg Wave coming in for 2Calculated2Throw. And it's in the bot lane, so that's where they want it to be, as they've already gotten the wall down. This Zerg Wave is going to be going right into this fort, so looking like exactly what 2Calculated2Throw wants here. Although the Tronda's not here, Deathwing is going to make his way down and make use of Cataclysm to burn the Zerg Wave. And actually, that does a lot of damage to the Zerg Wave. I mean, by itself, that just brought all of the minions in the back to half, as Hooked on Phoenix having to get away. Just barely jukes the Concussion Mine, but doesn't juke the Greymane.
Oh, Deathwing.
And they may not have the Dragon Soul, but they've got the Greymane, and ultimately a whole Zerg Wave here. And the Zerg Wave doesn't mind chomping down on little dragon bits.
Deathwing, more like Deadwing.
Oh,
Hey.
indeed. Riptire coming out, used on the wall there. That's the only ultimate that was used for the moment, as Curse Bullet coming out there shortly thereafter. Now, there was a banned talent here for Greymane as well, as Go for the Throat getting some significant love. In fact, so much love that it became a little bit broken.
A little extremely broken.
Yeah. So I mentioned earlier about Thrall. The talent that's going to help him out here is this Ancestral Wrath. So getting the ability to use that Ancestral Wrath, damaging a target enemy hero for 15% of their maximum health over 3 seconds, and healing Thrall for 150% of the damage dealt.
Ooh.
Holy cow, against Deathwing. That's a lot of healing.
Yeah, that seems a little bit strong against a Deathwing.
So Deathwing is going to zip away there. Junkrat's positioning for vision as Thrall covering the bot lane, using those Chain Lightnings to at least provide a little bit of poke damage onto the minions. Thrall's going to get stunned, though. Is this a Haymaker? I didn't look. It's not. But it is a Force Wall, and that's going to be the kill here from Illidancing Queens onto the Thrall. Feels bad when you can't even walk into your base, and it's right there. Oh, here comes the Cataclysm. And they're looking for blood, as Fear falling very low here. The Tassadar dropping the Force Wall. Junkrat using the Riptire. Have only had the resets. That could have been even better for him. Did get a lot of damage value out of that, but not quite able to get any kills, as Fear was already just too low to keep going. Now, Zul'jin is hearthing. I'm not entirely sure why. I guess to clean up in the bot lane. But Hooked on Phoenix popping Avatar going in. Fear blocked out by that Tassadar wall again. And gonna be the kill from Muradin. Now the teams are split here. We're gonna ignore Murden because I'm not sure Junkrat is gonna catch him up, Murden there.
Makes it out.
Yeah, and Deathwing gonna fly off up into the air of the Nexus. Now we may occasionally see these murderers. Oh, good night, Junkrat. These force walls. Keep an eye on this Fury Popsicle because these force walls have been absolutely on point.
Yeah, they've been causing a lot of issues for 2C2T.
Tassadar's not a hero that you see all that often, and especially with a team setup like this with the double support with the Deathwing, so you can't even heal the Deathwing. Can't shield the Deathwing. Basically, all of those heals and shields are going into, say, for example, the Zul'jin. I don't know about that cleave there, Yotaru. Missed absolutely everything. That's okay. We're seeing the rotation in here. Toronto's a little bit late to this party if there's going to be a fight, but it's ultimately going to be split. Deathwing looks like he's not sure which way he wants to go. And as such, he will fly up into the air. So what I was going to say earlier is we occasionally see these meteors coming down onto the ground here. Skyfall. So he throws down a meteor. He heals for 5%, he being Deathwing. Here comes the Blessed Shield. Is going to get the Avatar off for Murden. And the jump over the wall, that was so great. Fear getting really low, trying to charge into this Zul'jin. Ultimately, the Riptire not able to secure the kill before Taz Dingo can go out. So again, Deathwing drops those meteors, heals for 5% when he hits a hero, and he can land a little bit sooner. Normally when he goes up in the air, he's got about a 10-second duration before he can come back down, but those meteors hitting a hero brings him down, I think, 2 seconds per meteor. So that makes it pretty quick for him to come back down. Normally he heals, I think, like 2% per second. So getting, hitting heroes with those meteors means that he heals quite a bit. And he wants to heal that quickly because he gets that extra armor. And here comes that Cataclysm right into the team. And look at these health bars going down. Galderai is going to be the first to fall. Gen Confusion may also, as the body blocks coming out from Deathwing. And that is a huge body to use to block out the Thrall. Oh, and the fire breath here too. Signature dragon move. Getting value into the Junkrat and Greymane. Was it Greymane? Yeah, Greymane. But X-Havoc's gonna make it to the top and at least flip the channel so that it's not continuing to charge. And this boss play is fantastic. They've got plenty of time. They're also able to pick up the channel here. Well, maybe not quite. As Murden v Johanna up in the top lane. The most exciting of tank battles here. It could be Johanna falling. Oh, the Blessed Shield missing too. Condemn into the Lunar Flare though. So now
feels less good.
Indeed, yeah. If you're Murden at this point, you gotta be like, not feeling this one as much. But he did go into that Bronzebeard Rage, giving him the ability to heal from his AoE damage. And then also, if he hits a hero that's been stunned or slowed, which it's Murden, he does that really easily, he gets additional damage, which translates over into additional healing. So he can stay in there for a pretty decent amount of time. Hunter X looking to fall to the Deathwing as Cataclysm coming in, but Deathwing is in a lot of danger. Loses some of those plates, but it didn't matter. Greymane got caught, and once again, Force Walls preventing Greymane from disengaging. What do you think, Lulu?
I think Johanna might be in a bad place right now.
I don't know. She's
Maybe.
Johanna.
It's also Johanna, yeah. She also could just... Oh, the Force Wall, though.
Yep, Force Walls can't be mitigated by Unstoppable. I don't think there are any heroes that can go past a Force Wall. Like, you can jump over them. I don't think... Leoric, I think, can actually Wraith Walk through them. I don't think that you can Dimensional Shift past them. I'm not sure about the Leoric, though. But I think so. But if you play an Ariel or any of those other heroes that make use of walls, You can certainly stun a hero with a Detainment Strike against a Tassadar Force Wall.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Just put a wall in front of someone and then shove them into it.
Can dimensional shift through a void prison? That's an interesting interaction that I would not have considered. I guess it makes sense because you're kind of in a stasis anyway, so like an external stasis. I imagine that it would be the same kind of thing for if you were time trapped. The void prison wouldn't hit you in the time trap, but it would hit you when you came out of the time trap. And Deathwing heading back up into the air as the channel picked up for Illidancing Queens.
A race for keeps here?
That seems to be the case, although Illidancing Queens has a double camp in the bot lane here. I think they... well, they're all coming back, so it's going to be the keep going down here very soon as Cataclysm was used. Deathwing is under half here, so not quite able to get any kills out of that, but the Zerg wave is pushing in the bot lane for Illidancing Queens. Honestly, I mean, this could be game. And we see they're trying to get the backs, but 2Calculated just doesn't have the space. Johanna trying to make that space. Oh, he took the level 10, didn't he? Yeah, so Deathwing getting the reset on Cataclysm because that bottom keep went down is going to allow them to get the kill onto Johanna, but this core is already almost out of shielding and still has a pretty healthy Zerg wave pushing in on it, and here comes the rest of the team. Deathwing making his way onto the ground. We see the Curse Bullet going out onto Deathwing, but right now all that's doing is padding some Greymane stats, as game number 1 is going to go over to Illidancing Queens. Now, interestingly enough, their core actually was just out of shields, just about to be out of shields as well. So that was a much closer game than it appeared to be at the end.
Yeah, there's some back and forth in that game. Looked a little rough for Illidancing Queens at the start, but once they all came online, they kind of took control there.
Indeed. So it looks like our next game is going to be Infernal Shrines. And that was the pick by Illidancing Queens. Showcase those stats here real quick. Alright, I think that's good enough. Why can't I can't leave the game. What the heck? This is crazy. Okay, fine. We'll just Alt F4. I don't know what I did, but something made it so I couldn't escape and hit the menu. You're able to leave, right?
Yeah.
Alright, well, good enough. Crazy, crazy indie gaming company. Low budget.
Little known company. Blizzard
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Yeah. So while I'm waiting on this to load, somebody, I'm in a pet, like a lost and found pets in the local area, and somebody posted about a lost pet. Now, heart goes out to them. It sucks losing a pet. I certainly don't want to mock them in any way for that. However, when your post starts out, my son's father had his mom's boyfriend's dog sitting, his dogs, and they never told him his dog was missing. I feel like a lot of that information is unnecessary and really just points to maybe a lack of responsibility.
What was the chain there?
My son's father had his mom's boyfriend dog sitting.
My son.
So I guess it was
Mom's.
like mother-in-law, if they were ever married, her boyfriend.
Okay. Okay.
But it's just the thread there just seems unnecessary. Like, just, hey, my dog's missing, help me find it.
Right.
The person who was watching it is an idiot and didn't tell us, right? Like, come on, guys. just my 2 cents.
Yeah, that's fair.
What else is going on in the world? Anything exciting happened today while you were out Christmas shopping?
I mean, there was the weird lady that was just standing at her cart in the middle of the store clipping her fingernails. That was pretty weird. Gross.
That is a little gross. We had a person where I used to work who would do that at their desk all the time, and it was not fun. All right, I think I've got everybody. Let me just double check.
Even that, while weird, is at least like their personal space in a way.
Yeah, and it
But-
presumably into their trash can.
Right. Not just like literally just standing in the middle of the store. Anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right, so I've got everything set up for the game here. So I do want to, by the way, point out, guys, in case, for those of you who stop by on a regular basis, first of all, thank you. I appreciate you. But on top of that, check the, what are these called? The channel points at the bottom of the chat window there. So there's some new options that I threw in there just for giggles. A couple with the pups, a couple, and there's one there for, like if there's a specific replay you want to cast, then, you know, there you go. Now, those are limited. Like, I can't have 15 people saying, hey, I want you to do a replay cast all in this at the same time. It's just not feasible. So it's 1 per stream
Or
for
not,
that,
Aero.
and 2 per dog to get them up on the stream and say hello. So there you go. Bank those points, have some fun with it. I may change those costs later, I don't know, but just something to be aware of. The game's all set up and ready here. Are you ready, Lulu?
Yes.
All right, here we go. All right, so this was the selection of the Illidancing queens here. Now, just to give you an idea on the bans, since this was first pick for 2Calculated2Throw, Illidancing queens banned out Kael'thas, Deathwing, and Gul'dan, and then 2Calculated2Throw actually banned out Stukov, Zul'jin, and ETC. So I think those are pretty reasonable bans given what we saw from game 1 and also the change in first pick priority here.
I agree, Dax. Need more Borks.
Need more Borks. All right. Game number 2 here between 2Calculated2Throw and Illidancing Queens. On the left, we have 2Calculated2Throw. It's going to be Galdrias on Ana. Fear going to be playing the... I can't tell who that is. Kira, X Havoc on Johanna, Hunter X on the Li Ming, and Thrall going to be playing Gen Confusion. And I mean that
And-
backwards.
For Illidancing Queens, they've got Born to Shine on Rhaegar, Gin, Sestrin on Ragnaros, Hooked on Phoenix on Uther, Yotaru on Bala, and Pina Colada on Mal'Ganis.
Do you like pina coladas?
And getting caught in the rain.
I actually don't mind the rain. I grew up in Seattle. But I'm not a fan of coconut, so, you know. But if you put the lime in the coconut,
Oh my gosh.
what is this stream turning into? I don't even know. Oh my goodness. All right, so taking a look at these talents, we've got the Q build coming out from Ragnaros, so that'll get some smash damage, presumably here for the control points for the shrines to help clear minions. Uther going into the auto attack for Hammer of the Lightbringer there. That's going to be the...
Illidancing Queens obviously heard of the strat of 2 healers and a main tank when you've got an Uther. You know anyone
Right?
that does a strat like that?
You know, I think I watched a stream where they had a Rhaegar and Uther along with a main tank. I remember seeing something about that at one point.
Did the caster believe in that team when it
I don't
happened?
think so. I don't think so. So you know what? I mean, to me, this just tells me that most likely I unmute for lime and the coconut. Perfect timing. Anyways, yeah. So to me, I mean, obviously, Illidancing Queens is toast, right? I mean, they cannot perform with this Uther, Rhaegar, Mal'Ganis. It's just not going to work.
Clearly.
All right. Anyways, we've got Siege Camp picked up in the mid lane. Siege Camp going to be picked up in the bot lane here shortly as the rotation coming in from 2Calculated2Throw. We're going to see Kira going in after the Uther, using that revolving sweep. And that's going to give 2Calculated2Throw the bottom Siege Camp here. But this mid lane Siege Camp... Oh, wait, we got a stun. I skipped right over it, going to make sure that we caught the mid lane there. Oh, down in the bottom, though, Fear getting caught. Was able to use that grappling hook to get away. Just barely. I don't think that could have been any closer to the tip of the grappling hook.
3v1 still makes it out okay.
You know... So I do kind of wonder, because I would like to see... This could be a bloodlust.
It could be.
I don't know. Don't need hammer movement speed if you have bloodlust. Exactly. There you go. See? See? Derry agrees with me. He's saying. Fear caught in all of these heroes. And you know what? A grappling hook's not going to get you out when you're body blocked in every cardinal direction. First shrine activated here, and it's going to be an arcane shrine. And Illidancing Queen getting started here. Bombs coming in from Li Ming over the wall, getting a couple of the minions killed here. 100 stacks so far here on the fatal wounds for Kira. Eventually, that'll give her additional time on her damage over time effect. And Thrall already completing that Echo of Elements, so getting the double Chain Lightning. Fear's coming in hard, looking for somebody to take out. Does get the damage out, but triple root from the Thrall. Are they able to take out this Mal'Ganis? That he doesn't have that Carrion Swarm yet, but it doesn't look like they can quite get there. And Ragnaros going into Molten Core, looking for one more, gets it. Feels like such a cheating ability on this map, too.
Who needs an Asmodan when you've got Ragnaros?
Exactly.
From even further away.
X-Havoc going in hard? Question mark? You know, and I mean, this has got to be a bloodlust. You've got Pina Colada going into Vampiric Aura as well, so giving his teammates the auto attack healing. Right, Derry, get out of my head, Derry. This, I mean, if this is not a bloodlust game, I'm gonna have a conversation with Born to Shine. We're gonna have to have a discussion about this. Now, that being said, they might have watched our game and decided that this was an acceptable alternative on Infernal Shrines.
Yes, once again, Aero and his team creating the meta for NGS.
Maybe. I'm not saying it did happen. I'm just saying it could have happened. But I mean, only if she goes Bloodlust. If she goes Ancestral, then I don't think she watched it. But maybe if she goes Bloodlust, then maybe it happened. Johanna is doing a pretty good job staying in here, but not quite. Like, there's just not enough that the rest of the team wasn't in a position to follow up. Li Ming was really able to get some damage there, but you know, you didn't have any other damage, and Li Ming's just not enough to stall that out. They're all heading up here to deal with the Ragnaros. Let's take a look at the XP here. They're all sitting at 4,700. Ragnaros, a cool 1,000 over the Thrall there, so Thrall's got some catching up to do. All right, we're gonna know in about 20 seconds. What do you think, Lulu? Is it gonna be Bloodlust?
I think so.
I think it's gonna be Bloodlust too. I think it's a Divine Storm Bloodlust. Make it happen, Born. Make it happen. Oh no! I missed the kill because I was so angry. Oh. Well, we're gonna catch this kill. Oh, and they have an Ana. Like, it even more. It just feels like, oh, Bloodlust was the way to go. Oh well. Oh well.
Born,
that's fine.
If you're watching, I love you. You're my favorite person.
Oh. Well, We got the Divine Storm, and it worked pretty well there on the Kira. Kira using that revolving sweep, but there's just too many heroes to get around there. And, you know, we've got Li Ming in the bot lane here. Johanna using Blessed Shield now, ultimately for maybe no benefit. I don't know. Li Ming trying to come in and save her, gets a bunch of damage out onto the team there, so actually is going to. So never mind. That Blessed Shield probably saved Johanna. Because I thought she was toast. Probably should have been toast. Probably shouldn't have been there in the first place. So what do we got? The nano boost onto Li Ming could see a lot of value. Potentially even Thrall. I mean, Kira even. I mean, really, any of those three could be really high value targets for a nano boost.
Yeah, nano boost is not fun to go into.
Especially if you can get anybody low, and then Kira can pop off a final strike. Or fatal strike? Final strike. Final strike?
Her ulti thing, yes.
It is final strike. All right, here we go. So it begins. Mal'Ganis coming in with the Night Rush is going to get Kira put to sleep. The blind used there onto Mal'Ganis, and Carrion Swarm coming out. Hooked on Phoenix, falling low on the Uther, uses the Divine Storm. I don't think he actually hit anybody with it. Sundering coming out, and the healing is doing work here as Hooked on Phoenix getting away. Final strike does force Vala to pull back, and it looks like maybe all of Illidancing Queens is going to make it out as the tap's being used. 14 to 10. Fear getting very low there. Vala almost securing that kill. Needed one more auto, I think. But X-Havoc not so lucky, and that's going to be the kill onto Johanna. Make it a second with the Ana. Vala poking her head out, getting a Carnage to the face, and finding herself at half health. Feels bad. Lava Wave coming up into the top lane, as now Kira going to be falling here. The lava does not kill Hunter X. It looked a little sketch there. It was very close. By the way, welcome Mantis.
By the way, all of Illidancing Queen's alive because of ancestral healing. Someone got very low in there, but got saved by Born's ult choice.
So true. I think that was probably the Uther, I'm assuming, because Uther was like almost dead. But hear me out. Bloodlust. And imagine all those heroes that were at like half health being full health because they're just like, Vampiric Aura Bloodlust. It's like 50% healing. There's the D-Storm, and Thrall is gonna get taken out. The Punisher coming in looking for another one. It's gonna be Johanna though with the Iron Skin, so she's gonna be able to walk away. And Mal'Ganis, he's trying to make use of that Fell Claws, find somebody. Fort going down. Almost 10 minutes into the game for the first fort here. Dax saying, no, don't need to heal when enemies are dead. 100% correct. And Rag getting the kill on the Kira there off in the mid lane. How's my two favorite casters doing? I would say that I'm doing just fine, Mantis. How are you doing, Lulu? Are you doing just fine?
I am. I'm also very flattered that I was just called someone's favorite caster. One of two.
Well, if I had to guess, what they actually meant was Lulu and
Aero
Alpha.
Oh, okay. You're gonna say Aero, and it'd be rude not to also include Lulu.
Well, there's the Blessed Shield coming out. Hunter X able to get disengaged out of there. Fear coming in, has the Sundering, and it looks like Rhaegar's gonna get that Ancestral onto themselves as Carrion Swarm used here. And Lava Wave coming into the bot lane. Now, top lane does still have a Shaman up here, and we see the Danger Pings calling for it as well, because that's gonna, I mean, that eventually leads to a keep if they don't get somebody to defend it, with catapults pressuring as well. Dr. Mantis, Aero, and Alice? Alice, the new emote in my Twitch there. IMO replaces the Craigasm. Oh, they're going to find themselves a Thrall. The slow coming out. But Sestrin says, you know what, I want this siege camp. And everybody else says, no, we want Thrall. The Divine Storm missing there, though. They get the sleep onto Li Ming. And Carnage is going to get a lot of value onto 2 or 3 heroes there. Oh, great cleanse there, allowing Vala to vault away. I was going to say Caltrops away, but Caltrops is the talent. And they're rotating back in. Li Ming's down in the bot lane, trying to catch him up to 16. Not Phoenix. Pina Colada coming in, trying to get a sleep, but just not enough movement speed to do so. Rhaegar chasing down Hunter X into the bot lane here, and the big orb coming over the wall, getting the resets, and now Yotaru, even with that spell armor, having to pull back, is sitting about half health. And the siege camp picked up by Illidancing Queens. Two Calculated to Throw was a Division D team last season. They performed in an off-season event, the Zul'jin Distillery Invitational, and found themselves now bumped up into Division C, along with the other calculated teams, Calculated Throw and Calculated Throw Hanamir Drift, all in Division C East. Illidancing Queens, some veteran names, but ultimately a new team. And that's going to be the second for it. Ragnarok's thrown that lava wave down into the mid lane. Now, it's important to note here the timing. Let's actually see this lava wave here. So you're going to see the lava wave come in. It's going to get some value. Oh, I'm going to miss the timing. Well, watch the minimap. In about 2-3 seconds, we're going to see more minions coming in. But there's the anti-heal grenade going out, but it's going to be Thrall dying in that. Oh, Kira just barely had that in the wrong direction, a little bit more to the south, and that would have been a kill onto Ragnaros. So just the one kill. That said, Illidancing Queen's about half health. They're getting taps. Oh, yeah, Molten Core coming to the party. Kira going back in, does get Rhaegar very low there, but Ancestral bringing him back to nearly full.
Saving the day again, Aero.
Yeah, you say that.
Maybe, you know.
So that's going to be the kill onto Rhaegar now, and with the stats here equalized, 29 to 27, the team's still spread out. So Illidancing Queens does have the capability to come in. It's still a 4v4, although Vala is very low on health. They do have an Uther, so Uther can still provide some healing to his team and keep things going. 36 to 39, and it's going to go over to Illidancing Queens, and Vala, with almost no health, somehow manages to survive and make it out of there. X-Havoc having to go back, just didn't have the mana. Oh my goodness, the mortar's just deleting Thrall.
Only almost deleted him. Please.
Almost deleted. It was just a control alt. Not quite the full combo. The Punisher's still sitting at half health. They're both sitting on the same talent tiers here. And the Punisher jumping over the wall. We see the pings going out for the Shaman camp, so Illidancing Queen's making their way up here. This is super aggressive, considering that 2 Calculated to Throw is right here. And here comes Johanna pulling in all four. They do get the camp here as well. Carrion Swarm very low. A little bit early, I think, on that final strike. They probably could have waited just a moment and maybe gotten the damage onto Mal'Ganis. But ultimately, you know what? If you're Illidancing Queens, that's the best you could have hoped for. Maybe not. Here comes the Ancestral. Now, Pina Colada is going to die. There, Li Ming now getting the resets. Looking for the Ragnaros, gets that big arcane orb, but sending the orb off in another direction. Could have gotten the reg. Do they get him now? Yes, they do. So this, now the Shaman camp going to be picked up here for 2 Calculated to Throw. They're going to need to send somebody back to deal with the top and bottom, as 2 catapults here, well, soon to be 1 catapult on their top core, top keep. And that was, yeah, so that was just a really aggressive call to make when your opponents are right next to you with all 5 of their heroes as well on a same talent tier.
Yeah.
So a couple of talent changes here that Kira has gone into that I wanted to showcase here. Kira at level 7 going into the Thirst, so giving her additional damage with the Carnage, and then at 13 here, the Hunted. So anytime she's auto attacking, she's going to do additional damage with each auto attack, stacking up to 4 times. And a big Night Rush there, putting 3 of 2Calculated2Throw to sleep. And here comes the Lava Wave right into the team. Oh, that's so much damage going out. Molten Core being used here. I think they were already in the disengage, so I don't know if this was necessary, but they do get the kill onto the Kira for it. X-Havoc may also end up falling. Just so much stuns coming in. Carrion Swarm used, and Li Ming with those Arcane Orbs. Basically zoning the team out as level 20. Oh my gosh. Hooked on Phoenix getting just blasted by that Arcane Orb. Welcome, Slexia. I know it's a day late, but I said it yesterday, but happy birthday to Slexia.
Happy birthday, Slexia.
And here comes the Lava Wave in the mid lane here. We've got the Nano Boost going out onto Li Ming. Orbs coming out, bringing them down, looking for that Uther kill, but not quite able to get it. As the Ancestral, bringing Uther back to full. And this Siege Wave, like it's a full minion wave worth of Siege minions, right? Six Khazra, just bringing that fort down, and there goes Johanna. Rain of Vengeance helping to secure that one. I don't know. For a moment, I thought 2Calculated2Throw was in a really good place getting that top keep so low, and then they started to lose a couple of people. And now this looks a lot more dangerous, especially with the Frozen Punisher coming in. And they're not level 20. They got to get level 20 and then hope that they can defend it.
Yeah, they were lucky that Aldry lived through that fight, because he dropped so low at the start of that. But Anna lives to fight another day.
Indeed. They're working on that 20. They're so very close here. Thrall should be able to get it and then make it back. They won't have Johanna immediately here, but I think they'll have her by the time it makes it to the keep. So they just need to pull back at this point. They got their level 20s. Let's pop those up for everybody. So we're on the same talent tier, and this is the time for the defense. What are we going to see? Oh, the other one here, Lingering Ailment. So reduced armor when you hit a hero with your sweep. And here comes the Lava Wave in the top lane, clearing out primarily the minions, but also the heroes, moving them away from where that fort's going to want them to defend it here. We did get that repulsion, and Born to Shine just right there. It looked, because she took a bunch of damage from Li Ming, it looked like she was taking damage from the Lava Wave. But the Punisher onto the court gets the leap onto Johanna, and Carrion Swarm going out. It actually was interrupted there by the Condemn. Molten Core used, and Kira going in onto Uther, but the Divine Storm I don't think actually hit anybody. X-Havoc pulling back into the core, and Kira probably falls here. Gen Confusion may also in just a moment, as the core shielding is gone, and it's falling fast, under 70% now. Big Condemn looking for Hooked on Phoenix. That's going to be an Uther kill here. Somehow Gen Confusion hasn't died. Uther isn't going to come back because he took the upgraded Divine Storm. But it's not going to be enough. This core is going to fall. So Illidancing Queen's coming in with a 2-0 victory over 2Calculated2Throw.
Yeah, that was a really strong showing from the Illidancing Queens.
We'll take a look at the stats and see where are these teams in their current standings here. Taking a look at the talents again here. So level 20. So we did get the upgraded Divine Hurricane there. So again, keep in mind that talent was actually adjusted this week, and the cooldown is reduced by 40 seconds. It's normally a base of 80 seconds, so that is all the freaking time. It's just up anytime you want it, basically. Rhaegar going into that Storm Shield as well, so providing some more survivability. Johanna also going into that Blinded by the Light, so trying to, and actually I think we saw that in that final fight there. Probably how Thrall survived, honestly. Yikes. So Li Ming, 142,000 hero damage, 110k siege damage, doubling the damage out from Ragnaros. But ultimately, that double healer comp just able to allow the team to survive there.
That's actually insane. The damage from Li Ming.
Yeah, pretty crazy. All right, so let's take a look at the standings here real quick. So we've got Illidancing Queens with that 2-0 victory. Just slightly ahead of 2Calculated2Throw now, 5 points to 4. How have they done so far this season? So Illidancing Queens has played 3 games. 2-1 over Lulu. They were 0-2 against Die for Vision, and then of course 2-0 over 2Calculated2Throw. Whereas 2Calculated2Throw had a 2-1 victory over Regen Anomaly. They had a 2-1 victory over Deep Fried Ragnaros. And then, of course, this 0-2 to Illidancing Queens. There you go. There's your Div C East status update. And it is just 5 o'clock. So, alpha time. All right. I was like, what is that? That's a new icon for me. Dax, that's the last game for this set, but there's another set coming in just a moment, but we got to deal with Alpha time first. Hey, Alpha, I know you're sleeping, but you want to come say hi? Come on. Oh, she's so not happy about me picking her up.
I can't believe you do this to your dog.
I know, right? Can you see her?
Oh,
She's looking at me with daggers right now. She's not happy. We don't need to watch us throw. Fair enough. So we do have another match coming up here. It's going to be, let's see, We the Pepegas versus Waiting on Cherry. Oh, the biggest yawn in the country. Wow, she's so sleepy. So yeah, so it's going to be a Division D West matchup. And We the Pepegas is a new team. Waiting on Cherry is a new team, at least new to NGS. So looking forward to seeing how they perform against each other here.
Yeah, it should be a fun one.
Good deal. Any yeah, exactly, best div, exactly, Div D, best div. Anything you want to say before we get set up here for our Division D cast?
Reefs are the best. Born to Shine is a supporter of Reef. Love Born to Shine. That's it.
Okay. Also, just so you know, you got a little quiet there, so I don't know if you moved away from your mic or if the mic moved away from you.
I don't know what you're talking about, Aero.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty, folks, we'll be back in just a moment here as I get set up for game, I guess, round number 4 in today's replay cast here between We the Pepegas and Waiting on Cherry.